Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Woodmere Estate Revival. Down here working at the house tonight. It's Friday night, getting ready for another long weekend work session. Trying to tackle the last of the porch roof. As you can see behind me, it's still laying on the ground there. Got about half of it taken out last night. We were able to save about half of the redwood framing members. We had some rafters, we had some posts, some other stuff. I think there's going to be a few more good ones left underneath the debris that I'm moving out of here tonight. So I'm shoveling off the remains of the roof right now. There was about 20 years worth of leaves and decayed matter on top of that. So I'm shoveling that off, then we'll drag the rubber roof out of here and then shovel off the last of the tar and chip, and then hopefully be down to the sheeting at that point, be able to get that out and get the last of the framing out. Tomorrow is going to be a big day. We've rented a big piece of equipment. We got a 40-foot man lift. It's got a big basket on the front of it, and it's going to be able to lift me up into the air. Working on the back of the house, I'm going to try to reattach the gutter that goes across the back of the house to try to control all the water that's hitting against the foundation. And it's also going to allow me to take down about 9 trees across the back of the property that are all leaning out over the patio, leaning out over the pool. And if they fall, they're either going to hit the house, land in the pool, generally make a mess and be a nuisance. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of them now before we get anything fixed up here in case anything happens down the road. So let me show you where we're starting. And again, you can see the remnants of the porch here where we dropped it in spectacular fashion with the chainsaw. That was pretty sweet. The kids were impressed. I'm sure the neighbors were too. And so you can see what we got left here, the last of the rubber roof and some of the framing and everything there too. So we'll get the rest of that out. And then parked just outside the gate here, you can see the man lift from our friendly neighborhood Sunbelt Rentals. These guys were nice enough to drop that off this afternoon. So we got a 40-footer. It's got a big old boom on it and a basket there for me to work out of. So should be a great way to reach out and touch these trees, get these things down out of the way. Looking back this way, you can see all the trees that are grown up behind this fence, leaning out over the property. And there are some big ones up there that, you know, are pretty concerning. Should any of those drop against the house, it would definitely cause some damage. And they're going to be a lot more expensive to remove later on because you're going to get somebody in here that has, has to have the house in consideration. Should something fall on it, you know, working this close to a house, they're always going to charge you more. And then you can see the big ones that lean out over the pool there. So there's 1, 2, 3 ivy-covered big nasty trees there, and they would drop all kinds of leaves into the pool at very best, and they would fall into the pool and crack it at the worst. So they've got to go. Now's the time to get rid of them. So looking forward to getting this weekend underway. It's got potential. Saturday's going to be a little bit rainy. I think we've got some rain in the morning, potentially some freezing rain, and then tomorrow afternoon it's going to clear off, and then Saturday or Sunday looks to be really nice. So I think we'll get a lot done. My brother's coming in town. He's going to lend a hand. I'm sure my dad will be over to lend a hand. Got the whole family down here. It's in usual Stansbury fashion. We're going to have a great work weekend. So hang out with us while we get some work done this evening, and then we'll see where we end up.
You're a little nice demolition. just taking his time. Wow. Well, it's still braced. Daddy's trying to be careful.
This is all termite ridden here.
Yeah.
Blech, termites.
Wow.
Okay, where's my metal bat? I'm gonna whack it.
And the metal bat is out there. Up there in that pool tail.
I feel like this whole thing could collapse any minute.
I do too. Be careful.
Oh, what happened?
Nothing. I'm ready to whack them termites.
Oh, the beehive.
Wood daubers.
Good job.
God, creepy.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
There it goes. Finally.
Alright, we'll go. Let's just down a little farther.
I want to take the
Your
final swing
time
at it, but
to
Dad has
burn. Your time to burn. Your time.
Oh. Good job, honey. Another. Alright. Woohoo! At least it's down.
Yeah. Oh.
Now,
That's awesome.
Well, there you have it, folks. We've wrapped up another evening down here at the house. The porch is no more. Everything has been broken down into boards. Boards we're keeping, boards we're going to throw in the dumpster. We've gotten rid of all the old roofing material, loaded it in the dumpster. Just got to sweep up a little bit tomorrow, and then there'll be no trace left of the porch. So glad to get that taken care of. The only thing we have left to do in the morning is remove the fence gate that runs through the middle of the back patio, and move a few pieces of concrete, decoration pots and statuary and that sort of stuff. That way we can get our man lift down the back patio and start working on getting the trees and everything cut down. So let me show you where we're finishing up for the evening. As you can see, the porch is gone. It was pretty exciting getting that thing cut down. It was so nasty. A lot of it had been suffered some water damage, of course. Shocking. But the roof was a mess. It looks like originally they'd gone over it with asphalt roofing, and then had tar and chipped the roof at some point, and then went back with some sort of membrane roof at some point. And the membrane's rolled up and tied up and ready to drag out of here tomorrow. We're going to wait for help in the morning before we try to drag that out. It was just too much for Amber and me to tackle. So we got a pile of wood over here that's going to the dumpster, or going to go in the fire pit. And this wood over here is solid enough that we're going to try to make something out of it. It's going to go along with the other rafters that we saved. We've got some real nice pieces of redwood, and I think once you run it through a planer and get it cleaned up, make a really nice table or something like that for our back patio area. The redwood's just beautiful. So we got these remnants of the post hanging here. We're just going to leave those there for now. Not exactly sure how those are fastened. I didn't want to go beating on it and knock any of the brick mortar joints loose or anything like that. So I'll carefully take those apart at some point and get the last of that down. But big progress here, and ready to get some rest for the evening. Get down here tomorrow morning early. Hopefully it's not going to be too rainy tomorrow, and be able to get the man lift fired up, get that sucker back here, and start cutting down all these trees and getting all this stuff cleared out here. That's really going to open things up when we get all these old trees and stuff down that are overhanging the back patio area. So again, productive evening. We had a lot of fun down here. The kids were having fun running through the woods as usual, entertaining themselves, which is always great. So that takes care of it. We thank you for tuning in this evening to this episode of Woodmere Estate Revival. Please be sure to hit that subscription button so you don't miss a single episode. We'll be back down here tomorrow, so be sure to tune in for the follow-up episode. See how we do with the man lift, and see how we do cutting all these trees down. Should be very entertaining. See you again very soon. Thank you.